ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.
Good morning. So let us continue with our class. Now today's topic is oxidizing and reducing agents. In the last class we have studied the meaning of oxidation and reduction. Now we are going to study the meaning of oxidizing agent or oxidant, reducing agent or reductant. So let us start with oxidizing agent. So OA, oxidizing agent. It is a substance which oxidizes some other substance. It is a substance which oxidizes some other substance. In that process, it itself will undergo reduction. I repeat, it is a substance, right, which oxidizes some other substance. In that process, it itself will undergo reduction. So what is the meaning of this? Suppose let us assume that we have X, so it is oxidized to plus N in the presence of oxidizing agent. So X is oxidized from 0 to plus N. Say in elemental state its oxidation state is 0, here it is plus N. X is oxidized from 0 to plus N in the presence of oxidizing agent. So in this process X is losing some electrons. How many electrons? N electrons. X is losing N electrons. Therefore we call X is oxidized, whereas this is oxidizing agent. The electrons lost is gained by oxidizing agent. Gain of electrons we call it as reduction. So oxidizing agent is a substance which oxidizes X, some other substance. In that process it itself will undergo reduction. So oxidizing agent oxidizes some other substance. In that process it itself will undergo reduction. In that process it itself will undergo reduction. So example for oxidizing agents: potassium permanganate KMnO4, K2Cr2O7. You can write number of examples: F2, ozone, oxygen, etc. Reducing agent. It is a substance which reduces some other substance. In that process it itself will undergo oxidation. A reducing agent reduces some other substance. In that process it itself will undergo oxidation. So let us assume X is converted into X minus N. So X changing its oxidation state from 0 to minus N. That means it is gaining N electrons. Now who has to provide this N electrons? Some reducing agent. The reducing agent provides electrons. So reducing agent reduces X. In that process it is losing electron, therefore it itself will undergo oxidation. Loss of electrons, therefore reducing agent will undergo oxidation. Reducing agent is a substance that reduces some other substance. In that process, since it is losing electron, in that process reducing agent itself will undergo oxidation. Hi, H2S, LiAl, H4. So if the element is present in its higher oxidation state, if the element is present in its higher oxidation state, then it cannot be further oxidized. It should undergo reduction. Therefore, if element is present in its higher oxidation state, then it will act as oxidizing agent. The best example is sulfuric acid, concentrated. Sulfur, in this, it is present in its higher oxidation state +6. It cannot be oxidized further, therefore it itself has to undergo reduction. In that process, it will act as oxidizing agent. So, if element is present in its higher oxidation state, then it will act as oxidizing agent. If the element is present in its lower oxidation state, lowest possible oxidation state, it cannot be further reduced, therefore it can act as reducing agent. For example, sulfur lower oxidation state is -2. So, if it is present in its lower oxidation state, then it can act as reducing agent. If the element is present in intermediate oxidation state, then it may act as oxidizing as well as reducing agent. So, the best example is sulfur itself. For example, if I take sulfur, the outer electronic configuration, atomic number is 16, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p4. So, if I write the ground state configuration, empty d orbitals, third energy level, therefore empty d orbitals, 3s, 3p, 3d. How many unpaired electrons it has? 2. Therefore, it can gain 2 electrons or lose 2 electrons. If it gains, oxidation state will be -2. If it loses, oxidation state can be +2. So, going for first excited state. First excited state, one of these paired electron is promoted to higher energy level by supplying energy. Okay. So, this electron is promoted. Now, how many unpaired electrons it has? 4. Gaining 4 electrons is difficult, but sharing, it can lose 4 electrons or it can share 4 electrons to electronegative atom. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 electrons. So, here it shows +4 oxidation state. In second excited state, still you have one lone pair, it can be excited to higher energy level. So, in second excited state, so there are 6 unpaired electron, gaining 6 electron is difficult, but it can share 6 electron to more electronegative atom, therefore it can show +6 oxidation state. So, what are the possible oxidation state for sulfur? -2, 0 in elemental state, +2, +4, +6. So, in -2, example S-2 or H2S. If it is present in -2 oxidation state, it cannot be, its oxidation state cannot be decreased further, because this is the lowest possible oxidation state. Since you cannot reduce it further, what we can do? It can undergo oxidation. It may undergo oxidation depending upon the condition. It may increase to 0, +2, +4, +6. In that process, it loses electrons. These electrons will be gained by some other substance, that substance will undergo reduction. Therefore, in lower oxidation state, that is in -2 oxidation state, the sulfur compound or sulfur ion can act as reducing agent, because itself it can only undergo oxidation. If it is present in +6, for example, concentrated sulfuric acid, sulfur is present in +6, or you can take SO3 +6. It cannot be further oxidized, its oxidation state cannot be increased, because it is present in its higher oxidation state. So, in these compounds it will undergo, if they react, then they have to undergo a change in oxidation state, right, which corresponds to either +4, +2, 0, -2. That means it has to decrease its oxidation state. It has to gain electrons. It has to gain electrons from some other substance. That substance will undergo oxidation. Therefore, in higher oxidation state, it will act as oxidizing agent because it itself has to undergo reduction. So, H minus 2 or H2S, the sulfur is in lower oxidation state, it will act as reducing agent because it can only increase its oxidation state. In concentrated sulfuric acid or SO3, the sulfur is present in higher oxidation state, therefore it can only undergo reduction, therefore it will act as oxidizing agent. So, in higher oxidation state, oxidizing agent, lower oxidation state, they can act as reducing agent. If it is present in between, then they can undergo oxidation as well as reduction. Therefore, if it is present in intermediate oxidation state, it can act as either oxidizing agent as well as reducing agent depending upon the condition. Reactions in which oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously are known as redox reaction. So, chemical reactions in which oxidation and reduction, if they takes place simultaneously at the same time, then we call such reactions as redox reaction. So, let us study types of redox reaction. First one, combination reaction. A combination reaction may be simply represented as A plus B gives C. So, two simple compounds combine to form a different compounds. This combination reaction is said to be redox if either A or B or both are present in elemental state. So, either A should be in elemental state or B should be in elemental state or both can be in elemental state, then that such combination reaction we call it as a redox reaction. For a combination reaction to be a redox reaction, one of these two must be or both of them should be in elemental state. Let us see some example. All combustion reactions. All combustion reaction. So, what is a combustion reaction? Already we have studied. Some substance reacts with oxygen. Take any substance, some substance combines with oxygen. So, one of the reactant is oxygen, which is the elemental state. Therefore, all combustion reactions are redox, combination redox reaction. Example, let us take the well known example, carbon, oxygen gas gives carbon dioxide. So, let us try to find whether it is redox or not. So, what we have to do? We have to assign the oxidation state carbon, elemental state carbon, therefore, oxidation state is 0. Oxygen, uncombined state OO, already we have studied this, right? Oxidation state will be 0. So, here it is oxide of carbon. In oxides, carbon shows -2. So, if you find the oxidation state of carbon, you will get +4. So, carbon oxidation state changes from 0 to +4. So, what does it imply? Increase in oxidation state. Increase in oxidation state. So, next, coming to oxygen. 0 to minus 2. 0 to minus 2. Decrease in oxidation state. So, carbon is undergoing oxidation. Carbon undergoes oxidation. Oxygen undergoes reduction. Oxygen undergoes reduction. So, since carbon is undergoing oxidation, it can act as reducing agent. Therefore, it acts as reducing agent, Ra, reducing agent. Oxygen acts as oxidizing agent. Right. Anyway, here oxidation reduction takes place together. Therefore, it is a redox reaction. Right. Carbon is undergoing oxidation, oxygen is undergoing reduction. Both are taking place simultaneously. Therefore, it is a redox reaction. Both of the reactants are present in elemental state. Therefore, it is a combination reaction. You can write number of examples. Say magnesium solid combines with nitrogen on heating. What we get is magnesium nitride, Mg3N2. Mg3N2. Right. Assigning the oxidation state, uncombined state, elemental state 0, uncombined or elemental state 0. Magnesium second A group always +2, nitrogen -3. Now here magnesium oxidation state changes from 0 to +2, that means increase in oxidation state. Therefore, undergoes oxidation. Hence, it acts as reducing agent. First A, second A group elements are good reducing agent. Next, nitrogen 0 to -3, decrease in oxidation state. Therefore, it undergoes reduction. Hence, here it acts as oxidizing agent. Since oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously, we can call this reaction as redox reaction. So, second type of reaction, decomposition reaction. It is precisely opposite to combination. So, it is opposite to combination. It is precisely opposite to combination reaction. So, you can write, just reverse it. So, we take a simple compound, which breaks down into two or more simpler compounds. At least one of the product must be in its elemental state. We take one compound which breaks into two or more simple compounds. At least one of these products must be in elemental state. Then that reaction we call it as decomposition redox reaction. Let us see some example. So, let us take water. So assigning the oxidation state, hydrogen plus 1, oxygen minus 2, elemental state 0, 0. Hydrogen oxidation state changes from plus 1 to 0. So it is decreasing, plus 1 to 0 decreasing, oxygen minus 2 0 it is increasing. So hydrogen undergoes reduction, oxygen undergoes oxidation, therefore oxidation reduction takes place simultaneously, we call it as redox reaction. Another example, sodium hydride solid, sodium solid plus hydrogen gas. In metal hydrides, metal hydride, hydrogen carries minus 1 charge, sodium carries plus 1, always 0, 0. So sodium changes from plus 1 to 0, hydrogen changes from minus 1 to 0. So one is undergoing oxidation, other is undergoing reduction, therefore it is a redox reaction. So potassium plus 1 plus 5, oxygen minus 2, potassium plus 1, chlorine minus 1, oxygen 0. So potassium is not undergoing any change in its oxidation state in the reaction. So if a ion or species do not undergo any change, we call it as spectator ion, spectator ion. So chlorine changes from plus 5 to minus 1, decrease in oxidation state, therefore it undergoes reduction. Oxygen minus 2 to 0, increase in oxidation state, therefore it undergoes oxidation. Both oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, redox reaction. One compound decomposes to two simple compound with one of the product in elemental state, therefore it is a decomposition redox reaction. But all decomposition reactions are not redox reactions. All decomposition reactions are not redox reactions. Let us take one example. Decomposition of calcium carbonate So see the oxidation state of calcium plus 2, no change. See the oxidation state of carbon plus 4, no change. See the oxidation state of oxygen minus 2, therefore no change. So here none of the element is undergoing oxidation or reduction, therefore it is not, it is a decomposition reaction. A compound decomposes to Q, two or more simpler compounds on heating, but there is no change in the oxidation state of any element, hence it is not a redox reaction. So all decomposition reactions are not redox reactions. So next type of redox reaction is displacement reactions. Displacement reactions. So the first one is metal displacement reactions. So what happens in metal in displacement reactions? one of the atom or ion in a molecule or species is displaced by another atom in its uncombined state. One of the atom or ion in a molecule is displaced by another atom in its uncombined state. So, you can represent like this. Say X, Y reacts with Z. So, here say let us write the reaction. Z is an element in its uncombined state displaces Y from its combined state. So, Z displaces Y. Coming to metal displacements, a metal ion in its combined state is displaced by another metal in its uncombined state or in its elemental state. A metal ion in its combined state is displaced by another metal in its uncombined state. So, let us see examples. Copper sulfate aqueous. Here copper is in +2 oxidation state, reacts with zinc, zinc in uncombined state. If you mix them together, so what we get is zinc sulfate solution aqueous plus copper solid. So, sulfate is same, copper oxidation state is +2, zinc oxidation state is 0, here it is +2, here it is 0. Zinc displaces copper ions from copper sulfate solution. So, zinc reduces copper from +2 to 0. Zinc oxidation state changes from 0 to +2. So, it is undergoing oxidation. Zinc is undergoing oxidation. Therefore, zinc acts as reducing agent. Copper oxidation state changes from +2 to 0. Copper oxidation state changes from +2 to 0. Therefore, it is undergoing reduction. Cu plus copper is undergoing reduction. Therefore, Cu plus 2 acts as oxidizing agent. Since oxidation and reduction are taking place simultaneously, it is a redox reaction. A metal ion in its combined state is displaced by another metal in its uncombined state or elemental state, right? Why zinc is capable of displacing copper ions? Because zinc is more electropositive. A more electropositive metal displaces less electropositive metal ion from its solution, from its combined state. Once again, a more electropositive, that means when you combine these two, zinc has more tendency to lose electrons than copper. Zinc is a better donor. Therefore, zinc electropositivity is more. It has more tendency to lose electrons than copper. Therefore, it loses readily, right? And those electrons are gained by copper and converted into copper ions and converted into copper. So, we can write number of examples. So, TiCl4 solid, magnesium solid. Magnesium is highly electropositive than titanium. So, what we get is MgCl2 solid plus Ti solid. So, if you assign the oxidation state, titanium +4, magnesium 0, chlorine no change in oxidation state, here it is +2, here it is 0. So, titanium undergoes reduction, magnesium undergoes oxidation. Magnesium is better donor, good reducing agent, strong reducing agent, hence it displaces titanium ions. highly electropositive than titanium. Or you can take Cr2O3 plus aluminum. This is very important Gold-Schmidt reaction. Chromium plus 3 0. Or you can write one more example, vanadium pentoxide plus 5 moles of calcium gives So this is about metal displacement. Right. A metal ion in its combined state displaced by another metal in its uncombined state. Uncombined state. So next one is non-metal displacement reactions. As the name indicates, non-metal is displaced. So again there are two types. Hydrogen displacement, reactions, and oxygen displacement. So as the name indicates, hydrogen gas is released. Highly electropositive metals, highly reactive metals, right? Example, first A group like lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Second A group like calcium, strontium, barium. They react with cold water. And release hydrogen gas. Right. So let us see some example. Say sodium is reacting with water, cold water, to give sodium hydroxide, aqueous, of course hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas is released. Sodium changes from 0 to +1. Hydrogen changes from +1 to 0. Similarly, you can write for calcium. So calcium is changes from 0 to +2, hydrogen from +1 to 0. Right. So highly electropositive metals like first A, second A group metals, they can liberate hydrogen gas from cold water. Less electropositive or less active metals like iron, magnesium, they can react with iron, magnesium, zinc, they can react with hot water to release or to produce hydrogen. So if you write the reaction, magnesium solid react with hot water, say steam, let us say steam, to give magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen gas. So magnesium oxidation state changes from 0 to +2, hydrogen from +1 to 0. Similarly, iron solid reacts with H2O gas to form Fe2O3 plus hydrogen gas. 3 oxygens, 3 H2, 2 iron. Iron changes from 0 to +3, hydrogen from +1 to 0. No. Oxygen displacement reactions. Fluorine is strong oxidizing agent. Good oxidizing agent, so strong that it can release oxygen from water. So 2H2O plus 2F2 gives 4HF plus oxygen. So fluorine is good oxidizing agent. It is capable of releasing oxygen, liberating oxygen. So these are the oxidation states. Apart from this, halogen displacement. Right. Fluorine can displace any halogen here. X can be chlorine, bromine, iodine, because fluorine is stronger oxidizing agent than chlorine, bromine, iodine. So fluorine can displace chloride ions and convert into chlorine, bromide ions and convert into Br2, iodide ions and convert into I2. Similarly, chlorine can displace bromine and iodine. Cannot displace fluorine, remember, because chlorine is less oxidizing agent than fluorine. Similarly, bromine can only displace iodine. Iodine cannot displace any halogens. So this is about metal displacement and non-metal displacement reactions. The next one is disproportionation and comproportionation reactions. Disproportionation reaction. What is disproportionation reaction? How do you identify this? So if I take an atom in a particular oxidation state, in one oxidation state in a molecular ion, it has to undergo both oxidation and reduction simultaneously. Such reactions we call it as disproportionation reactions. So they are also known as intramolecular redox reactions. Intramolecular redox reaction. An atom in a molecule or species in a given oxidation state undergoes simultaneous oxidation and reduction. Such reactions we call them as disproportionation reactions or intramolecular redox reaction. So here same element is showing three different oxidation states. So in order to undergo disproportionation, the element has to at least to show three different oxidation states. The element has to at least to show three different oxidation states, and the element, since it is undergoing both oxidation increase in oxidation state, as well as reduction, decrease in oxidation state. It must be present in its intermediate oxidation state. So, the required condition is the element that has to undergo disproportionation has to show 3 different oxidation state, first point. Next, it has to be present in intermediate oxidation state. So, let us take some examples to understand this. Right, hydrogen peroxide. So, before going that, oxygen shows different oxidation state, -2, -1, -half, 0, +1 and +2. So, if I take hydrogen peroxide, decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. In hydrogen peroxide, oxygen oxidation state is -1. So, it converts on decomposition, it gives H2O liquid plus oxygen gas. So, if you assign the oxidation state of oxygen only, -2, 0. Oxygen oxidation state changes in 2 ways. So, -1 to -2, -1 to -2, -1 to 0. Here it is decreasing in oxidation state, here it is increasing in oxidation state. Here it is undergoing reduction, here it is undergoing oxidation. Same element in a molecule undergoes simultaneous oxidation and reduction. So, oxygen in a given oxidation state is undergoing reduction, and in the same oxidation state it is undergoing oxidation. Such reactions we call them as disproportionation reaction. Here oxygen is showing 3 different oxidation state, -1, -2, 0, right. So, if I round it, it is changing from -1 to 0, -1 to -2. It is decreasing as well as increasing. So, for an element to undergo disproportionation, it must show at least 3 different oxidation state, and it must be present in its intermediate oxidation state. Why intermediate? If it is present in lower or higher, it cannot undergo disproportionation. If it is present in between lower and higher, then it can increase as well as decrease. There is a possibility. Therefore, it must be present in intermediate oxidation state. Similarly, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, they undergo disproportionation in alkaline medium. They undergo disproportionation in alkaline medium. So, let us write phosphorus solid in basic medium OH minus gives pH3 plus 3H2PO2 minus. Of course, in the presence of water. Three hydrogens, 3 to the 6, 9, 3 to the 6, 9, 4 phosphorus, 3 to the 6 oxygen. So, if you assign the oxidation state, elemental state 0, -3, +1. So, these are the oxidation state of phosphorus. It is decreasing as well as increasing, same element. Sulfur, sulfate H2O3 -2 and H2O. 4 plus 4, 8. 12 oxygens, 6 plus 6, 12 oxygen, 6 hydrogen, 6 into 12 hydrogens, right. Now if I assign the oxidation state, sulfur elemental state 0, it is -2, it is +2. 0 to -2 decrease in oxidation state, 0 to +2 increase in oxidation state. Now I think you know how to find the oxidation state. If it is ion, charge of the ion. So this one, sum of the oxidation states of all atoms must be equal to charge of the ion. So using that formula you can find it. You can write for chlorine also. Chlorine in the presence of OH minus, cold and dilute. Let us say cold and dilute. Cl minus, ClO minus, of course water. Right. So chlorine 0, here it is -1, here it is +1. So this is disproportionation. Coming to the next, comproportionation reactions. No, it is exactly reverse of disproportionation. It is exactly reverse of disproportionation. Same element in different oxidation state in different compounds are converted to single products. Same element in different oxidation state in different compounds are converted into a single product. So just reverse of disproportionation reactions. So let us take one example. Say H2S SO2 gives 3 sulfur plus 2 H2O, 2 oxygens, 4 hydrogens. Yes. So here sulfur shows -2, here it is +4. Sulfur in this compound it shows -2, same element shows different oxidation state but converted into same product. -2 to 0 increase oxidation, +4 to 0 decrease in oxidation state, reduction, right. So redox reaction, but it is reverse of disproportionation. It is called as comproportionation reaction.
ఇంటర్మీడియట్ విద్యారంగంలో అగ్రగామి మన ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూషన్. ఐఐటి, జేఈఈ అయినా, నీట్ అయినా తిరుగులేని విద్యా సంస్థ ఎన్ఎస్ఆర్ ఇంపల్స్.